Travel over land and overseas, never seen no one like you. Hey, what I mean is, you stole my heart from the day I met you. Oh gosh, can't get over you, no. When they ask me, girl, where you from? You look so appealing. That's when I say, I'm from the land that could give you the healing.
With sweet medicine, don't believe me, take a trip in the market. Anything you want, you can find it right there. Don't worry about asking, any talk wrong about that, just spit. Don't mind the black water, take a sip, take a dip after. We gon' give you all the adventure. You want it, you can find it right there.
I never liked singing. I was always a dancer. Well, I grew up a tomboy, you know, country life. I was a dancer. I was into sports. I did everything else. I did singing because, you know, going to Sunday school, and I grew up with my grandmother as well. And when you go into Sunday school and you gotta sing, there's no if, but, nor maybe when it comes to your grandmother or anybody, as a matter of fact. If you have to sing, you have to sing because you're gonna get licks for it. And then when you cry, you're gonna get licks for crying. So I did it because I had to do it. As a teenager, I found that I loved listening to music and I would love singing to certain songs. There was a particular song my cousin used to play like every Sunday probably. It's called God is Mending. And I found that every time this song was played, I kind of, you know, felt something for it. So I learned the lyrics. I kind of learned the lyrics really fast. And every now and again, I find myself singing the song. God is mending, He's restoring, rolling the clay in His own way, over and over, until I learned the full song. And I don't know what got into my head to decide that I want to sing this song for a Father's Day concert in church. And by the time I got to the end of the song, there was claps and cheers and I got a standing ovation. I was like, y'all fooling me, right? Because, you know, y'all didn't want to make I feel bad, so y'all just... But I guess that's where it all started. Singing is not something that's easy to teach. It's not something that's easy to teach. You either got it or you don't got it. Even if you got a little bit of it, it's easy to develop. But to take someone who's absolutely not a singer or has no clue of anything and try to get them to be a singer, it takes a lot of work. So I think it was always there. It just needed that something to get it out, and I guess that Father's Day concert was exactly that thing. To be honest, I didn't see myself in the entertainment industry at first because of the fact that I never liked it. Back then I was just doing it. I wanted to be, well, first it was an accountant and some other thing, and then a pediatrician when I got into high school. So it wasn't until maybe when I started doing Calypso, this was like 2006, that I actually decided that I wanted to take up singing as a career. You know, entering the Junior Calypso, well, the school's Calypso competition back then. This was, you know, around matrimony time, they have the different competitions with the schools. And I did that for 3 years, and I won that competition for 3 consecutive years as well. All these things happening to me, and I'm like, you know what, this might actually work. So after I graduated high school, I continued singing. I didn't go to college, I didn't pursue any other tertiary education, none of that stuff. I have been literally singing my entire adult and some teenage years.
Almost 9 months inside your belly, but I want to stay right here. Mama, I'm so afraid of tomorrow.
To me, I kind of enjoyed that part of my life because back then, singing Calypso, I saw it as something extremely fun. A lot of young people didn't like it because they thought it was an old people thing. But I saw the fun in it. I got to really express myself on stage. I didn't write any of the songs. Those songs were written by, of course, Mr. Birchmore Simon. But getting on that stage and being able to... Now, like I said, I keep mentioning, I hated singing. And for me, getting through any performance on stage, even now, I don't think about my singing. I love dancing. I've always been a dancer. I'm a dancer person.
touching every venue, ready for the party. Heat wave play that you know. Let's keep it pumping.
I left Guyana in 2016. 2016? Yeah. Late 2015, 2016. And I started cruising. I was singing on cruise ships. This is prior to 2020 pandemic. Before I left Guyana, I was kind of going through a phase where I was unhappy, you know, where I was at the time as a singer. A lot of things weren't going right for me. You know, being the eldest child from my mom, having to constantly worry how I'm going to take care of everybody, that's just me. So I kind of left the country looking for better. When I came back, I honestly didn't.
Still Tennicia.
Yeah, I was still Tennicia. Yeah, when I came back, just about February 2020, just before the pandemic started, I was initially preparing to go back in March, but then of course the pandemic came and all that. But before that, I didn't really have any intentions of doing anything music-wise back here, because this is something I was running from. I was in a terrible state mentally and I just didn't want to be here, pretty much. I didn't see myself doing anything else back here with music. You know, I was preparing to go back on cruise, to go travel the world and do it out there. I felt more comfortable there. I got to really be myself out there. The fact that I didn't want to kind of go back to Tennicia De Freitas because it has some hurt and some things that I didn't want to keep thinking about and reliving, we decided that, you know, maybe if you change the name, it might help, and it actually did help. And that's where Nikita came into play, and I wanted something that could easily roll off the tongues of people, because Tennicia somehow gave them a hard time. Tamika, Tanisha, Talisha, to everything else. It was never Tennicia, it was always something else. So Nikita just came easily, and it gave me a chance to embrace myself a bit more, because my mom is the only person that called me Nikki or Nikita. She was the only person that used to call me that. Nobody, never really knew my middle name. Actually, I have two middle names. But she was the only person that called me that. So I'm now getting accustomed to other people calling me that, as much as they're getting accustomed to calling me that, because now they have to try to not say Tennicia. A lot of people still do, and that's fine, because, you know, it's only been, what, 2 years? But Nikita now is my way of feeling like I'm a different person, feeling like I can do anything that I want, being able to be comfortable and make decisions for myself and know that I'm happy with whatever I'm doing, and whatever I'm doing, I chose to do it.
Why feel oppressed, my people? The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Listen.
You know, the music industry is a very, I don't know if complicated is the word, or tricky. It is a very tricky thing. And if you as an artist do not know your worth and what you're entitled to and how the business works, you're doomed, pretty much. And as a young woman coming from the countryside, you know, not knowing anything about music, my mom or my family pretty much not knowing anything about music or the business of music or how any of this works, it's easy for us to get carried away with what people tell us, because, well, yeah, if you want to say that, because, you know, these are the people we pretty much think know more than we do. Well, we know they know more than we do, but we just don't know the little nitty-gritties that you are supposed to know. And the truth is, nobody teaches you, well, at least not here, they don't teach you certain things. And if you don't know and find out for yourself, you're gonna get hurt, and people are gonna take advantage of you, and then those are some of the things that kind of make people quit and send artists mad, pretty much. You see people turn to drugs and all this. I'm so grateful to God that I didn't turn to any of these, you know, things. But these are the things that push people away. And it's kind of what happened to me.
We'll never stand aside while our brothers and our sisters get pushed over by the wayside. Forever stand firm to give a clear direction to the future generation.
Even when I went away, I honestly didn't want to come back. I had to come back because obviously I don't live out here. This is where I live, so at some point I had to come back. So every chance that I got to leave, I left. I would come home, my vacation would be, let's say, 2 weeks sometimes, 3 weeks maybe, depending. And I spent most of it at home, in my house. I hardly ever came out. Even now that I'm a little bit more educated, I'm not there yet, but I have a fair understanding of how things work and stuff like that. And especially when you see young people getting into the same thing and you wonder, do these young people know exactly what they're getting into? And it just leaves that big gap, that big space in my head, like, well, what is going on? So sometimes I think maybe it's getting better. Sometimes I think, nah, there are a few genuine people, you know, who try to help, and with whatever knowledge that they have, they try to guide you, or if they don't know, they try to maybe put you in the direction of where you can probably get information and stuff like that. But then there are some of them who are just very selfish, and that is the truth. I think that my job is to help as much people as possible, as well as elevating myself. You know, when I was younger, I didn't really have a lot of people, you know, to tell me this or to show me certain things. There were people there, but I just wish I had more help. And I wish that people would have saw it in themselves to try to help me to get to a level where everybody could win. There are a few young female performers especially who tell me constantly that they look up to me and they try to emulate me and all these things, and I'm happy about that. And I don't want anybody to want to try to be me, per se, because you can't.
You have to share your experiences with them?
Yeah,
Right.
because I realized too that some of them have pretty much gone through, if not the similar things that I would have gone through as well. So it's easy for me to try to help them because I know what it feels like, and I know how easy it is to want to just quit. You know what? Over the past 2 years, the things that I've been able to do and achieve, I can't say it surpassed anything that I've achieved, you know, from before, but the fact that I've been able to do this on my own, pretty much, you know, this is what I want to do. I decided that I'm going to do this. If I don't feel comfortable doing it, I'm not going to do it. If I don't feel it matches what I'm worth, I'm not going to do it. I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to explore. I'm not afraid to express even more. And to me, that is probably my biggest achievement. Being able to do it because I want to do it and because I say so. One of the things I learned or I've seen in this country is that soca music is a powerful thing. It's because of our culture, you know, we adapt so much of the Caribbean. We're a vibes nation. That's That's right. Honestly, we're vibes. We are so full of energy. We love vibes. We love to carry on. We love to enjoy ourselves. And I realized that if I wanted to really get my name out there, I have to do soca music. So we decided I'm going to enter the Soca Monarch competition. This was 2021. That's when I did Vibes again. And the thing about entering the Soca Monarch competition is that since the pandemic, they didn't have the semi-final round. So we had to submit our song, and then they would select like a top 10 and just do one final show. I was selected as a part of the top 10. And the good thing about being selected is that your music is going to be put on rotation on almost every single radio station. You're going to get called for interviews because it's a competition. So you're going to constantly be seen and people are going to constantly be hearing you. Better yet, if you go and you place, lucky for me, I got third. I got third, bro! My first time in the soca monarch competition. It's not that I don't love performing soca. I just love reggae. But I've been performing with the Heatwave band for years, so I can perform anything under the sun. You give it to me and I'm gonna perform it. And so this was my opportunity to really get Nikita out there. And the Soca Monarch competition did that for me. And of course, from that, it came the Dubai experience, and all the other great things that came after that. Right here, that was this year's entry for the competition. I got fourth this year. I didn't even know I got fourth, but I got fourth. It's basically me doing my patriotic duties as an artist. I think that maybe it's crazy, but every Guyanese artist should have a song about Guyana. That's what I used to think. So when I did that song, I wanted to not only write a song about Guyana, but something that people could really relate to. I mean, you know, we got Kaitro Falls, we got this, we got that, but what else, you know? So I kind of wrote the song from a country girl perspective, the black water, going by a neighbor and asking for sugar and them kind of things. That's how I wrote the song.
You can't find me. I'll turn the road down by the river. Down by the river. And when my neighbor say, coming over to borrow sugar, it is we culture.
We have a far way to go, like a very far way to go. We have grown, you know, coming up in it, seeing all of the artists and all of the work that we've done. We have grown, but there's so much more that we need to do, that we need to teach people, especially young people. There's so much more that we need to explore. You know, we don't have an image per se. Guyanese, you know, we don't know where we fit as yet. We're still trying to find our identity, and because of that, there's always some tension, there's always some confusion or whatever. You know, we do a bit of reggae, we do a bit of soca, we do this, we do a bit of that. Yes, but what are we? And I think until we figure that out, we're just gonna be floating around. The fact that people or society expect women to do certain things, or they don't expect women to do certain things, you know, we have to somewhat live up to an image. Sometimes people, you know, they expect us to always look, you know, top of the game. At the end of the day, we're human. If I don't feel like wearing makeup today, I am not going to wear makeup. And I hate makeup. I hate makeup and dressing up. If I have to go on stage, I'm gonna dress up and do the works. But on a normal day, I like to feel like a normal human being. And I think that people expect a little too much from women for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's so difficult. But I'm glad to see that, you know, we've been handling it pretty well. And with all the limitations that people put on us because we're women, or we can't do this, or women are not supposed to do that, or because you're women, you're not strong enough to do this, or whatever. This is 2022, baby. Women run the world right now. Believe that. My people rise up, oh Lord. It's time to stand up and fight. No more oppressing with the most high blessings. We're stronger together, united. People rise up, God knows. We've got to stand up and fight. We got the blessing from the most high. We're pressing, progressing together. We never had a chance. Our forefathers been fighting so we can do this alone. We tired of the ignorance. Been down 400 in bondage. No, we won't take it no more. Never forgetting about the shackles and the whips across our backs. Raping our people, taking advantage cause they're black. But still we press on. See, coffee fought for our freedom, and for this we must stand strong. People rise up, all right. It's time to stand up and fight. No more oppressing with the most high blessings. We're stronger together, united.